Carpenters now have available a wide variety of tools that we can use to cut rafters. A lot of these tools are much more efficient than the ones we used to use. Instead of having to cut one rafter at a time, we can rack them all together like this and make one cut all at once. Now, I put together here a few sample rafters so I can show you how some of these tools work. This first tool is half circular saw, half chainsaw. Set at 18.5 degrees, you can make the ridge cut in one pass. It's a great tool, but be careful with it. This is not a one-handed saw. This is a skill saw with a dado head on it. It's built for one purpose, to make seat cuts in one pass. Don't use it for anything else. The newer models of this saw come with a better guard. Here's another way to make seat cuts in a rack of rafters. With a regular saw set to 18.5 degrees, I make the heel cut. Then cutting from the other side, and using a saw with a swing table, I cut the level part of the bird's mouth. Here's another way to support a whole rack of rafters. Just 2x6 cleats, which are spaced to hold up a 2x12. This stack will be for the main part of the house. Now in this stack, we need to crown all the rafters down since we're gang cutting them. Here I'm fleshing them up to a straight edge, but they don't have to be perfect with this method because we snap a line back from the end for the ridge cuts. All right, let's get the length of our common rafters.
33.5 inch.
That's the span. So here in the common rafter column, we got 17 feet 4 3/4, and then a ½ inch is 1/4 inch. 17.5, and we'll take off 3/4 of an inch. 17.4 1/4. This mark is to the edge of the building where our seat cut will be. But first we need to make our ridge cut. The saw is set to 18.5 degrees for our 4 12 pitch, and cut the whole stack. We'll cut the seat cut with the dado saw, like we showed you a moment ago. You don't need production tools to cut a roof, but it sure does speed up the operation. Joe and I are scattering the rafters around the building, ridge end up. Remember the model roof? We had blocking between the rafters. That's what I'm cutting here, and a chop saw helps speed up this job. Here I'm cutting notches every 32 inches on these rake rafters. They go on the very end of a gable roof. 2x4 lookouts pass through these notches and support the overhanging barge rafters. More on this later. The holes are simple to make. First, kerf the outside edges, then plunge cut.